All right, everybody, welcome back. It has been a busy winter, and spring has come early, and we got a lot of stuff going on, so hopefully you enjoy. All right, everybody, so now that the intro is out of the way, spring is here early, and we are venturing, or going into new ventures here at the homestead, and one of them is these guys. So we got some bees from the wildflower honey farm out here in Alaska, and we got a lot of cleanup and mud and stuff everywhere, but the bees came in, so we got to get them going. And bees come in these packages. We just got this up here to kind of keep them out of the wind. See if I can't get a better shot of it here. I should be able to see all the bees in there. You can hear them. They're nice and calm though, but they're getting ready to be moved. And so hopefully that will go smoothly. We don't have all our gear and everything yet, so hopefully we don't get stung too much. But yeah, it should be fairly straightforward, and it's fairly warm right now, so I think we ought to be okay. And yeah, we'll just go from there. All right, everybody, so what we have here is a 1-to-1 ratio of water and sugar, and this is just to help our bees get going. It more or less, I mean, that's what honey is, right? It's just sugar water, but like the bees need this to get going. It's a little cold still, so there's not a lot of flowers or pollen and stuff like that. So we're just gonna mix it up, and then as it's once it's mixed, we're gonna try to pour most of it into this frame, which is called a feeder frame, and then it just fills up right in there. And then this little plastic funnel here, so the bees can crawl in and crawl back out without getting without drowning. So we have this one in this hive, and then we have one over in this hive. We have some marshmallows, which we'll get to in a bit, but then we are going to get this sugar water into that feeder first and go from there. All right, so we're about ready. Let's see if I can't do this one-handed. Probably gonna spill a lot. I don't think the bees will mind too much. You know what? Let me get this situated better, and we'll go from there. All right, so this should be a better setup. And you guys should be able to see it pour in. We got one adventurous bee. Now, I think future, I would like something that has a spout or something, so I'm not wasting any of this water. But I know that the bees will clean it up and get it, so it's definitely not going to go to waste. As you guys can see now, this frame is full. Looks like we're at a little bit of an angle, so we might have to tilt up the hive, but yeah. And then the next spot is we're gonna have to put in the queen. All right, everybody, so our bees are getting anxious. I am trying to, we got this cross member here, and it's tying the two bunches together. We're gonna have to pull this off so we can do this one at a time. It looks like I'm gonna have to do the same on the bottom. Okay, So now we're going to do it on the other side, and then we'll have to do the bottom ones. This is a container of sugar water as well. And we're going to have to pull that out. This little tab is what's holding a box that's got the queen in it. And then, so we got to remove this, and you slide this out. And then we'll have to go and get the bee out, the queen. And we'll put something back on top of this so they don't all come flooding out. Put the queen over here in like this little wedge. And then dump the bees in. Alright everybody, so we've gotten the two hives separated. Okay, so this hive, this bundle is going to go into this hive. This bundle is going to try to go into this hive. Next step is we got to take out the queen and do so without really pissing everybody else off, which is not going to be the easiest thing in the world. But we are going to try and get it done. Okay. Okay, you guys ought to be able to see. Let me get that other frame. So now I have no idea if there is a preference or not when it comes to frames. The lady that we bought all these boxes from, or hives, right? She had a whole bunch of these plastic frames. She's got some wood frames with already has the bees already made the combs and stuff in. And in fact, some of these actually look like that's what they are. Some of them look kind of like a hybrid, but we'll go. Well, this is our first time with bees, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we got our frame. If I can get this thing up without really irritating all the bees. Now I have some more honey water in here, or sugar water, and spritzing them with that should keep them calm. Okay, be nice and calm. The thing that we're after is right here. Okay. Try to stay calm, bees. Say that to them, but also to myself. Now, I don't have the proper equipment, but this is what the queen bee comes in. It's got a plug. Okay. You can kind of shake off some of her workers. You can see that she's in there. Okay. So what we're going to want to do is we take our knife. I definitely recommend wearing gloves and protective gear, but it's got this end on here that's a cork. And we don't want to lose her. So we take a little bit of marshmallow. And And shove that in. Now the bees will eat this marshmallow. And the video I saw, made by a friend of ours, said that it takes them only about 12 hours. Okay, let me grab something real fast. And what we're gonna do, so we now have our queen in here, we got our marshmallow. We're gonna put a little stick. I'm perturbing our bees. Okay. Come on, buddy. Okay. Now for the spooky part is we actually take this entire thing and flip it over and just dump them out. They're already grabbing onto the bottom, so we might have to dump it and then run away. Step back for a minute. Now I think there is a sort of almost primal fear that kicks in with bees, and they seem to be getting on okay in there. There's still a lot in that box though. Like, let me go ahead, I'm going to try to grab the camera. I think the important thing with bees is it's important to note that I have not been stung yet. I was covered in bees and I have not been stung yet. You can see how many are still in there. They're kind of clambering down, and then you see them, they're coming out the bottom, kind of getting used to everything. Okay, and so we are going to have an itch there. Yeah, so I mean, at this point I don't know what else really to do. I think they just got to kind of come out on their own. And we got the lid here that we'll be putting on here in a moment, and hopefully they will calm down here soon. But I'm going to try to move the box and then put that lid back on. You guys could see, hopefully, just how many of them are swarming around me. They're not angry. Look at that. Oh, I had one on my hand just then. But, so still no stings. These are Carmelian, I believe. They're supposed to be a pretty mild bee. I know a lot of people up here like to buy Italian bees, but they don't do so well in the cold. And I guess they're supposed to do better up there in like Fairbanks. But I'm gonna go ahead and go like this, and then kind of just tilt this guy on its side. And there we go. We got the lid on. We got the bees in. They're going haywire and they're all over the place. Landing on me. But hopefully they're... Oh, look at this little guy. You look at him. It could also be that I spilt a bit of the sugar water. And they're all over me. Or it was all over me. So maybe I smell sweet to them. I don't know. But so we got the top on. We got the queen in. They should help release her. They're gonna eat that marshmallow, and then that'll allow her to come out and start laying all her babies. And yeah, that was one hive down. And when that one calms, I'm gonna have to do the other one. So yeah, we'll come back when that happens. All right, everybody. So we got our resident experts of bees here. This is Sean Walker, the friend I referenced earlier in the video. I'll put a link down to his.
As you can tell, I'm an expert.
Yeah.
First time, every time. Ah, dang it.
It's like as soon as I say that, right?
Well, these are always tough.
Oh, yeah. It's like a soup can.
Yeah.
But it's a tight fit.
Well, my gloves are
right, and the gloves don't help.
The greatest. I'm like, I don't like to get stung, so I just wear the whole dang suit, so I pay the consequence of the gloves. If I just get this out enough, I'll get it. It's always when you start filming that it takes forever to get the can out.
Right, of course.
Like when you saw in the video, like he had a dent in the can.
Oh yeah, he was like wiggling that thing back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh, see, now when I did mine, the bees were a lot angrier, so...
These guys are really chill.
Yeah, these are really chill.
So apparently I heard that you never know necessarily what actual bees you get right off the bat.
Okay.
Because it could be any breed of like for the full package. It's the queen that's the genetics. So I don't know what kind of queen you got. So like within 21 days, your genetics are completely different.
Okay.
And so, or like, or whatever the queen is, you know, after they
right.
off. And so, if it was me, you can get a
can opener
thing, and I always like, 'cause there's a lot of sugar water in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of sugar
water.
I
dump it in your thing and save it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's money right there. That's me anyway.
Hey, I mean, it's a 1-to-1 ratio for sugar and water. That's a lot of sugar.
Grab your knife here.
So yeah, he's gonna pull up the queen now.
Let's take a look here. I was thinking about maybe pulling just one more out. You okay for that?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So this is your first year, huh?
Yeah, this is our first attempt at bees. And
this is what I was doing, just kind of a little extra.
There we go, just a little bit more of a V shape.
So fun fact, I usually push the queen in toward, like I give a couple frames in for the queen. So you kind of, although you've got this one such a wide one, it might be just fine. But I usually put her like right here. And that way you want this, because the brood usually likes to build in the center,
right
and work its way out. And so if you kind of just start, I would say start here, and then that gets you more closer to the center.
Okay.
Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah.
Because yeah, they like to center in, and especially when it gets cold at night,
kind of gives a little more room
than the edges. Were you wanting to put any insulation in or no?
No, I don't think so.
A lot of room in this hive.
We don't have a lot of room in there, so
I think you'll be fine.
That's like a, I mean, that's a thick piece of insulation. So
it'll probably be fine. I mean, still getting down to the cold.
It is. We got one of them winter blankets though.
Oh, you're gonna do that? Okay.
So we might. I've thought about sliding that over one of the hives. I thought I'd just
concrete blankets, like
just
do something. I would do something for like when it's getting colder, just so you. I'd hate for your hives to die,
Right.
That's me at least. It's work. I've never not done it, so.
It's true.
And I've never had a hive just die. And I have talked to people that have. So that's something that to me would make a difference if you do a concrete blanket or some kind of
something a little like, so people that don't understand, up here in Alaska, it's still dropping to, it's freezing every night, right?
I think
it's close.
I think it's close to it. Yeah. Last night I think it got down to 40.
Yeah. So like one night it'll get down to 40. The next night it'll be 29. The next night it'll be 40.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's very roller coastery right now. So. But yeah, so you're gonna go ahead and pull out the bee, or the queen, the bee.
Yeah, the queen.
All right, the bee.
So we're gonna, the queen bee.
The queen bee. See, now the perk of having the gloves is you can just brush the bees off.
Yeah, that is kind of nice. One benefit of it. I just don't really care.
You see her moving around in there?
Yep, she's moving. Look at that.
Oh yeah, look at her.
Look at that. She's got a nice blue mark on her. Easy to identify.
And people can see the little cork there at the end. Here's that knife if you...
Okay.
I hate cutting... I don't know about anybody else, but if you hate cutting marshmallows, they like the inside's never not sticky.
So fun fact, this is a good way to do it. My favorite way is we didn't do this last time because Ammon likes his knife, but is to get a little drywall screw and just... That's what Steve Victor's does. Is that who you bought these from, or where'd you buy your hive from?
So these are bought from that Wildflower Honey.
Yeah, Alaska Wild. Yeah, it's
yeah.
Victor's. Yeah. He likes to do that too.
With the little drywall screw?
Yeah, a little drywall screw.
I mean, it's like you're basically popping a cork, right? So.
Yeah, and it just kind of, it's real easy that way.
So the reason why you got to be careful with this is that little bee, that queen there, she's what, like $50 to replace?
Yeah, she's not cheap.
Not cheap at all.
I hate when this happens. I really don't like this part. This is my least favorite part of the whole process.
Trying to get the cork out?
Yeah, just because like I'm not doing 100 hives a year, you know, so I don't have like the most experience with it ever. So I'm not like crazy good at it.
So what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to be careful to get the cork out without getting the bee out, or letting the queen out, right? So
I accidentally pushed all that material back in.
Oh no!
That's what I did. It's okay. We're gonna get it out. Is what we're gonna do somehow. Well, you know, we could just leave it there.
Yeah.
You care?
I mean, not really. If she can get out, then she can get out.
Yeah, it might be a bad idea to leave it. I'm really struggling here, man. Apologize.
Yeah, that's what we get when you have a resident expert.
Resident expert to talk here.
You were fine until I said something. Right?
Until you said I was the expert, you know, it's like, dang it.
Well, the amazing thing to me, right, is I think you would think being around this many bees, I mean, we can take a look down, and so this is the new bunch of bees? Package. So a package of bees, right? And they're just hanging out. They're not swarming, not anything. They're not angry.
You want to take your stab at it? I'm just kind of...
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
I'm just like, maybe with your gloves, and maybe I'm just having a hard time getting that out of there. And I'm worried about it plugging while they're trying to get at her. There you go. I'm just like worried I'm going to hurt her, and I'd rather you hurt her than me. If that makes it, I'd rather not be responsible for it.
It's like...
Yeah, I think that's why I like the drywall screw.
Yeah, that's like, you're like more popping a cork.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah, exactly. It's real easy.
Whereas this way.
You got it?
There we go.
Good job, man. Heck yeah.
I don't know.
You guy's an expert.
I've seen it once in a movie.
Right? How's she doing? She looks good, man. She looks happy.
This chunk that we're using?
Yeah. Sure, that works.
And I dropped the other chunk.
Easily done, man. Look at that. Sweet. Yeah, I think that part just kind of like, I mean,
it is the weirdest part.
It just like my stress goes up, you know, because I'm this is like the one point where I can really mess things up.
Right?
And I haven't like really messed it up. It's just I always worry, and so like I need to like not get stressed about it, and then like I'll be calmer. Sorry, I'm not like really.
No. Well, so earlier on in the video when I dumped that package in, it felt like a primal surge to run, right? Like,
yeah, well, especially since you're not in a freaking suit,
right? But the amazing thing is I've been around them, right? Or you went in it more in the middle, right?
Well, that's okay. I usually push her towards the edge. I just mean like the kind of this way.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Horizontal. But I mean, actually, the more you bring her this way, the warmer she'll be. That's for sure.
Okay. So we'll try it like right there.
All right.
Okay.
Should we pack it? Should we?
Yeah. So I guess we're gonna just dump the package. Unfortunately, so when we got the packages, the people that have already watching the video will have seen this, but these little stickers on there make it very, I don't know what it is, like almost treacherous.
Yeah, they really do.
And then you got to get them off, and then without upsetting all the bees.
Did we miss anything? We're good, right?
I think, yeah, we got the sugar water in.
Sugar water.
We got the queen in. We got some chill bees in the package.
Yeah, it's a nice sunny day.
And nice and sunny.
There you go. Yeah, these are really treacherous, man.
Yeah, dude. And then the good old Alaskan spring, where we're sinking in mud if we stand still.
Yeah, exactly. Everywhere.
So yeah, you can be a lot rougher with bees. Like, look at this, they're really calm.
Right?
These guys are a lot calmer than the other package.
They can handle it. They do okay. Oh, buddy. Oh. Let's not put that in the video, huh?
We're gonna have a blooper reel.
We're gonna have to.
Sean, the expert, drops the package.
There we go. I don't think we actually killed any, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, it's very surprising.
I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, dude.
Man.
Oh yeah, look at them. They're already.
So that's pretty good. I mean, like,
water.
you could try to get them all out.
I mean, if they're gonna come out, they're gonna come out, right? I mean,
more than likely they'll get to work their way out.
But yeah, with all these bees flying around,
So there you go.
not a single sting.
It's pretty crazy, actually. I feel like where they really get mad is when you start to mess with the hive. You know, that first time they're still figuring out their new home. You know, but once they establish this as their home, I feel like they're protecting it more.
You ready for our lid, or
Well, not
are you
quite,
gonna try to
so-
fit in that other frame?
Yeah, I would just. I mean, so they all went in there real easy. So I'm gonna say just kind of put them in.
Yeah.
Put all the frames in. How many frames we got? We got this one here.
We need to grab a couple more.
Yeah, we might. I would grab a couple more.
Okay, yeah.
In.
All right, everybody, we'll be right back once I get another.
I'm gonna go ahead and shake this one in here.
Sure. I got a whole bunch on the lid there. And then these guys calm down.
Yeah, these guys are good.
That styrofoam's heavy though. Like it feels like there's something in it. Like it's got like a metal.
Like heavier than a normal.
Yeah. Well, that was just super dense. Plus, just a lot of people love their bees.
All right.
Yeah, but look at this. Like all of them swarming around me.
I know, it's a
couple bees
wildly
that have
cool
been,
experience. Where'd you get these frames? That are
So
already
I
crushed
bought
up?
them from a lady and down here in Wasilla.
That's fun.
And so we got all these.
Kind of already built out.
These boxes and frames and all the ones over there on our little water tower.
I'd say like 3 more frames over here, so maybe 5 frames in total.
Yeah, let me go. We're going to grab some more frames. All right, so this is just another frame that we're going to try to fill them up.
Yeah, dude. And then one more.
So these look like they are like manufactured combs, right?
Yeah, they are.
So it's just to help the bees start the shape, I guess?
It gives, and it also like tells them what size you want it.
Oh, okay.
See, these are bigger. See that? A lot bigger. You might, interesting. I've never tried to mix them before. Like, I don't know if I would mix them personally. At least I would study and like try to understand what would happen if I mixed them. You know?
Right.
Because it seems a little interesting. Because, for example, they'll go ahead and they'll make bigger honeycomb. You'll see little bits that are this big.
Yeah.
In these size honeycomb patterns. And that's often where they're gonna. That's pretty much always where they're gonna put their drone brood.
Oh, okay.
So the lay.
Oh, I think that's actually what this is for.
Oh, that's a drone.
I think that's what she was saying. This is for them to help make drones.
That makes more
this
sense.
is for honey.
That
So
makes
you guys
more
can
sense.
see the difference. It's like quite a big waffle size to smaller waffle size.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, so these green boards are for making drones.
So depending on what your goal is, yeah, that could be a cool way to. I don't know how that works. I think in our hives they just kind of will make bigger honeycomb if they
Right.
want. You know.
Well, now the lady that we bought these from, she said that so these ones are made for drones.
Yeah.
And then once you see that they're full up of drones,
Yeah,
that a lot of people will just take them and then just go feed them to their chickens.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
So like you get like a weird
That's a fun idea.
protein source for your
Well, yeah,
your
the chickens
chickens.
love the dead bees or whatever.
Oh,
but,
right.
Like since we haven't been fully successfully wintered our bees over yet.
Right.
And so we just vacuum them up and we give them the chickens, and it's a great way to kind of keep the circle of life.
Right.
I think we're gonna switch to some insulated hives,
Okay.
and they're a little more expensive.
Well,
I think
those are the ones that were at that expo, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, they kind of look just like the styrofoam lid over there.
I don't know if those were them. Those were insulated hives, but I don't know if those were the ones, the same brand. I have to look into that.
Oh.
Yeah, we're good.
Bees like, oh god.
What's up, dude? Okay, here we go. Okay. I'm gonna try to be as gentle as possible, and hopefully they move out of the way.
Right. I suppose you think. I mean, we could even use like a little sticker or something. I don't know.
What, to hold it down?
I'm not too.
So
no, to not crush them. Like to put a little gap up on top, like you're saying.
Yeah, you call it an inner telescoping cover.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not too expensive. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them from Alaska Wildflower Honey. But
Okay.
you can kind of, what I do is I put them on,
Kind of diagonal.
because it's the
a little
same, yeah, diagonal, and then I'll turn it.
bit? Oh, okay.
So you only have 4 points of contact, right, at first. So it's like, you know,
Right.
like this.
Gives
And
them a
just
chance to
gently
move.
turn it. Yeah, you don't really kill as many that way.
Right.
And I think there's other purposes to it. Ask my dad. What the other, like, it has other reasons for existing than just that.
Right.
Dude, giving them that much space, they really just kind of,
Just fill
we
it.
didn't have to wait for
Fill
them
it
to,
up. Didn't we? Look at that.
yeah. Dude, this is happy.
So now the queen is right down in here. You guys can see that zip tie. And she's like right underneath my finger.
Right underneath. I don't want to crush her. Did you know that all bees are female? Except for the drone?
Right, the drones are only males, right?
Yeah. I didn't realize that until a couple years ago. I was like, what the heck? Things
Yeah.
you just kind of don't really realize.
Yeah, they're like nicely spaced out. Look, you got all the tools, man. You got a brush, you got the, you got the suit.
Kind of handy.
My problem is I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find a suit big enough.
You can.
Can you?
Sure, yeah. I mean, my dad's got a double XL.
He does.
I think they
but
make a triple.
do they? They might have.
Yeah.
I might have to. My issue is I'm tall and big, so it's.
I mean,
I don't fit a lot.
you've been on the diet, man.
I do. Oh,
You've been on
it doesn't make me
carnivore.
shorter.
Dang it! I was looking for a diet that makes me shorter.
I know, right? If you want to get shorter, be
You start
a paratrooper.
Paratrooper.
Yeah, they usually come out like 4 to 6 inches shorter.
Really?
Yeah,
They're
they do.
dropping so many times.
Oh yeah, you jump and it compresses all your joints
I bet
horribly,
it does,
man.
Those guys have it rough. Like, you'd think that by now we'd have the technology to have a softer landing on those
Yeah,
things.
just-
You know?
Oh yeah.
Hey, high five!
Hey, dude.
That's 2 highs, dude. I'm excited
Yeah.
for you.
It went a lot better than I was expecting. In all honesty, like I think you get it in your mind that like bees are just swarming nemesis. And then look at this guy. What was that big one? That was a drone?
I think it might have been. Yeah, it was kind of big. This is a drone right here.
Oh yeah, look at that guy.
Oh, there it goes. We tried. Sometimes they'll hang out for a second. Yeah, they're drones.
So I think honestly, like that's about it though, right? Like they don't really need anything else.
For right now, yeah. Some things I would do is since we had that windstorm the other day, you don't know when that could pick up.
Right, put something heavy on top.
Yeah, like a cinder block or something heavy on both of them. You could also just get a strap and put a hook
strap it all the way up,
like
yeah.
put a screw in the side of this and strap it all the way over. That would work too. That would make it almost bear proof.
Right.
And that's the one thing.
plane's, like, really
That
close to
and then cover it if you can with something to keep them warm. If you've got
Right.
this on this one, that's like that styrofoam, which is going to help.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean,
it should be pretty good, man.
yeah, I'm excited, dude. It's
I always try to keep these.
oh, I think it moved a little bit. Yeah.
probably just in the process. It's also like they don't all fit.
I think that the bottom's a little a little wonky. I
Yeah.
think it's a little off. But I only had the 2, so.
No, it works, dude. I just always try to double check and because they'll tighten that out around the bottom of it with wax.
Oh, right. They'll,
Yeah,
they'll seal it up.
Oh, hey, something else you might want, which you do want. And you could just make your own if you want, but you need a little piece of wood right here.
Actually, I have
Yeah.
one of them
Oh,
over
you do? Yeah, get those and put them in. You want to put them in? Add.
there. When you start tearing apart their home.
Yep. That's when I started getting stung. Just like that.
There you go.
Gives them just one little entrance. But I think, again, there's a lot of science behind that. Animal.
Oh, right. That's probably not gonna
That
help.
wood that we got over there. That'll look about right thickness and then just.
Yeah, I'll probably have to cut it up real fast. Yeah, man. Yeah, I know. I might have to step out for a second. All right, everybody. So, quick update. We are back at our hives at the end of the day. However, my lovely friends and neighbors, First Colony Farms, stopped by, and they dropped off these 2 guys. So these, kind of like fruit leather looking stuff. This is a pollen pack, I believe is what it's called, right? And it's just a ton of pollen, and I'm guessing probably like sugar.